Hey guys, it's Adam, and this week I want to really ask you that question. In 2026, is an interior design career right for you as a solopreneur? So let's talk honestly for a moment all about this. Interior design or decorating is one of the most exciting careers, honestly, that you can pursue. You get to transform people's homes. That's if you're not a commercial designer. You're working closely with them on creating a beautiful new sanctuary. So creating rooms that genuinely change how people live. But there's something important many people don't really talk about. Loving design and running a design business are two very different things. And a lot of people enter this industry because they love creativity. But building a solopreneur, if you're one person, interior design business requires a lot more than just creativity. It requires leadership, financial discipline, and a clear process. So in today's video, I want to walk you through 6 essentials every solopreneur designer or decorator should think about in 2026 if you're really serious about making this work. So these aren't fluffy tips. These are real questions that will help you decide whether this career path is right for you. And before we start, if you're trying to build a more structured design business, I've created something that might help you. You can take my turnkey designer quiz at the link below. It takes about 2 minutes and it gives you a short report showing you where you currently are in your design business and where you might want to strengthen things. So take the quiz. It's super easy after this video. And if you enjoy these kinds of honest conversations about the real business of interior design, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, all right, let's start with the first essential. Number 1. Are you a visionary who can lead projects? Now, one of the most powerful traits successful designers or decorators have is vision. They walk into a room and immediately start seeing all the wonderful possibilities. You can see the different layout options. You can think of changing the color around. You can come up with different lighting ideas, and you're seeing opportunities for textures and layers, that type of thing. But here's the difference between a hobbyist and a professional designer or decorator. A professional designer leads the vision all the way through the project. Now, you don't need to personally do every technical task. I certainly don't. And you don't need to be a CAD expert and a wizard in all of those things. You really don't. You don't even need to be a SketchUp wizard. If you think you need that, you don't. Those things can be outsourced. I know because I do them. I outsource them. But someone still needs to hold the vision for the project. That's for sure. Someone really needs to say, this is where we're going. So great solopreneur designers learn how to lead with excellence. Even when they collaborate with other professionals, you need to be the leader and step up and claim that. Number 2, can you stand firm in your process or processes? The second essential is having a clear process. Many newer designers operate in a very loose way. Every client experience is a bit different. Every project kind of unfolds differently. But over time, designers who build sustainable businesses, they develop a structured way of working. You've got your consultation process. You've got the concept design process. This is how you procure. This is how you implement a project. And you provide a wonderful reveal, or you should be providing a reveal if you're not doing that at the moment. And once you have a process, something powerful happens. You stop chasing clients as much. Instead, clients begin stepping into your system. That requires confidence. You need to be able to say, this is how I work, and the right clients will respect that clarity and move with you on that, honestly. Number 3, are you willing to implement, not just design? So let me share a real story about one of my students. I'll call her Sarah. So Sarah joined my program, which is called the Turnkey Design Success System. And she was incredibly talented creatively. Her concepts were really beautiful, but she developed a habit that was quietly undermining her projects as well. She kept revising the design and then revising it and revising it again because the client wanted more and more and more options. Even once the project had already started, I'm talking about demo and trades coming in, the client would say, could we just tweak this? And Sarah would go back to the drawing board and tweak it again. Then the client would say, what if we tried another fabric? So back to the drawing board again. There were just no limits on revisions, which is a total no-no. So there's no real structure here. There was no real leadership. Sarah had charged a flat design fee, to give some context, at the beginning, so the client assumed they could keep making changes indefinitely. And Sarah found herself on this treadmill. All these endless revisions, endless tweaks, endless attempts to please the client. We all want to please our clients. But the project just wasn't moving forward rapidly enough. And eventually something frustrating happened for her. The client started seeing Sarah as the problem, not because she lacked talent, but because there was no clear direction. She wasn't standing up as a leader. So there is something many designers learn the hard way. It's that you need to be a leader and you need to put a stop to endless revisions. Clients often say they want flexibility, but what they actually want is leadership. They want someone who says, this is the design and these are the selections, and this is how we're going to implement it. Maybe there's an option for a second option, but there's one or two options and that's it. When a designer stays involved in implementation as well, something powerful happens. The project gains momentum, trades are coordinated, orders are placed, and the design actually becomes reality. That's what I mean by turnkey thinking, because beautiful concepts are only half the job. The real skill is bringing the design to life. So I just want to wait for a second here. Is any of this resonating with you? Are you someone who enjoys seeing projects all the way through? Or do you prefer handing over the creative work or the design once the creative is done? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious to see where designers sit on this. Let's go to number 4. Do you have financial breathing room? This is a really big one. Let's talk about something less glamorous. It's money. Starting a design business often involves a regular income in the beginning. Clients can take time to find you. Projects can start and stop. Cash flow can be very unpredictable. That means having financial breathing room, that you need to have this space. It makes a huge difference. And that might be in the form of, say, savings, a supportive partner who can buffer some of that financial inconsistency, or have another income stream. When you're not constantly stressed about money, you can make better decisions. You can charge properly. You can wait for the right clients, and you can build your business at a sustainable pace. So number 5, consider a part-time income stream. I just sort of touched on that. Now, this might surprise some people. There's a whole lot of people out there that say, you got to go hard or go home, and you've just got to have design as your sole source of income. That is not what is required for everybody. One of the smartest strategies many designers use is to keep a part-time job while you build your business in the early stages, or you may keep your part-time job indefinitely. There's something incredibly stabilizing about having consistent income. It removes panic, it removes desperation, and suddenly you can approach your design work with clarity. Instead of thinking, I really need this client, you become a thinker and you think to yourself, is this the right client? Many successful designers quietly built their businesses this way, and it allowed them to grow their design practice without having a constant financial pressure to think about. Let's then move on to number 6. Can you lead clients instead of being led? I'm coming back to this. The final essential is something that separates hobby designers from professionals, and that is leadership. Many new designers believe their job is to please the client at all costs. Be really flexible. Let the client take the lead. So the project begins sounding like this. Would you like me to do it this way, or would you prefer to do it this way? Should we look at another option? And before long, the project turns into this committee. The client begins directing the designer, and that's you. The designer starts second guessing themselves, and the original vision slowly disappears. But here's something important. Clients actually don't want to lead the project. They may be thinking they do at the beginning, but what they really want is a professional who can say, no, this is the direction I recommend, and these are the selections, and they're limited. And this is how we're going to execute this for success. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Now, that kind of clarity really does create exactly what we need, and that is trust. When you lead the process, clients relax. They know they're in capable hands. But when a designer hesitates, keeps offering lots of different endless options, and keeps asking what the client wants, the client starts taking control. So one of the most important questions you can ask yourself as a solopreneur, designer, or decorator is this. Are you comfortable leading your clients with authority? Because building a successful design business isn't just about the creative side. It's about professional leadership. So those are 6 essentials to think about if you're considering jumping into the interior design or decorating industry in 2026 as a solo operator. I'm just going to recap. Number 1, visionary leadership, so important. Number 2, standing behind your processes. Number 3, implementing the job, not just designing and handing off. Number 4 is financial breathing room. And number 5 is consider a part-time income while you're building. Number 6, leading clients with confidence. So if this video made you reflect on where you are in your design journey, I encourage you to take the Turnkey Designer Quiz linked below. It'll give you a short report highlighting strengths and potential gaps in your business. And if you enjoyed this conversation, like the video, subscribe to the channel, please. And I'd love to, or for you to leave a comment so I can respond to you. Tell me where you are in your design journey as well. Because remember, you are not behind, you are building. And on that note, I'm going to see you in the next episode. Bye.